Hello, Twitch, YouTube. Anybody here? There we go. We have it on YouTube. And let's check on Twitch. Alright, there we go. Oh, I forgot to bring Discord up and Streamlabs. I am very unprepared today. There we go. We got Streamlabs up, which is nice. Mark all as red. Alert box. Analytics, recent events. Let's get that up. Yeah. Discord. Are we live? Yes, we are. And also link to the YouTube on there. No one in the YouTube chat, no one in the Twitch chat. Who else is streaming KSP right now? Not many other people. Alright, that's fine. My only question to y'all is, how is the game audio? Is it fine? Is it good? We're gonna load up our Shuttle Space Program save, and we're gonna start to we're gonna go in there. We're gonna do some stuff. Oh God, that's loud on my end. KSC. Let me go to the station first, and then we can I can adjust the audio from there. Let me just pause this. I'll be back, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second. Alright, so it looks like everything on my end is actually okay. Alright. Let me get that back up. Let me get this back up. Alright. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so now I did some work on this save yesterday, our Short Space Program save, and, there has been a glitch, I guess. Well, there's been several bugs in KSP that I hope they patch. First of all, the fueling glitch, that's pretty well known. But also the hinge drift glitch, where, as you can see, I don't know what's going on with the robotics. After a while, the robotics just kind of seem to want to shoot themselves, I guess, or go all wonky like this. Despite the fact that this looks like it isn't connected, this all still works. So, the only thing I could really do right now, short of taking all this off and then plopping another module out here, is, which that would take a whole lot of time, and I don't really feel like cheating it in, is, just to kind of minimize this. If this gets way too out of control, I'll go ahead and I'll fix it. So the work that I did, basically, since the last stream episode of this save, what was the last of this save? I think it was on one of the videos on YouTube. It was about a month ago at this point. I've taken a little break since then. The Orlander and the refinery module where oh yeah. So yeah, I know this system works, basically. The system where you have your refinery module, you have your Orlander, and come back up here and refuel. I know this works because yesterday I did a bunch of off-camera work and I basically flew from the surface of Minmus and back. So right now we have a fully fueled Nerva tug, and we have I think a fully fueled, one of our truss segments is also fully fueled. And, what we're gonna do is I want to get this thing completely fully fueled, so whenever I come back here with our Nerva tug, and eventually the Minmus lander, and, the base and whatnot, and all the other components that will become a part of our Minmus base, I don't want to, every time I have to refuel this thing, I don't want to go back down like once or twice to, or 3 times. I want to have all of these fuel tanks full and ready, so I'm ready to use them. Now, of course, we only have one lander here so far. I think this is all we really need so far. I think I took like 3 or 4 flights, and I refueled this. And the flights don't take that long. So we got ourselves a self-sufficient system out here for fueling this back up, which is rather nice. That's what I've been working towards. So we're going to continue that today. I felt like streaming this because, well, I hadn't done anything KSP related in a while, and it's a 4-day weekend, so I have the time. So I don't want to be constantly worrying about schoolwork, which is basically what I've been doing for the past 3 months, and I have to worry about tomorrow. And then, of course, Tuesday is election day, and we all know how that's going to go. But anyways, it is time to retract these radiators and bring our beautiful little, fairly big lander down to the surface of Minmus to collect some more ore. So let me just go ahead and undock this thing, and I refueled this thing up on RCS, right? Yes, I did. Is that a bit loud? I'm always concerned, one thing I've always been concerned about is general audio. Oh yeah, I forgot to change the go live notification on this stream. I always forget to do that. So, KSP stuff. There we go. There we go. Kerbal Space Program stuff. Alright, because I need to get back to doing a lot of this stuff. So anyways, as you can see, we're about to float away from the station. We have a 2000 Delta V, which is more than enough to land. I have a Kerbal Engineer up, obviously. And, well, we need to land in that valley over there, because that is where our ore is. And that's going to be nice and epic. So let me just... let me just begin by, let me turn the spacecraft volume down on my end. It's a bit too loud. Alright, there we go. And, well... Oh god, what happened? Oh, we're just flying away from the station. Alright, that's fine. So let me just fly down. We need to land in this valley area. And, so typically what I do is I get over the valley area, and then I, oh, you can see our little shadow. I begin to cancel out all of our speed. Well, 5 kilometers is pretty nice. So, let us start by canceling out our speed. And once we get to 0, we stop. And of course we begin floating our way down. Still have a lot of Delta V left. We can time accelerate down, because I plan on doing the suicide burn. Which and good thing about this the Minmus Flats is well, that's sea level, I guess you could say, on Minmus. So excuse me, countdown to suicide burn, which is this number down here under Kerbal Engineer, Flight Engineer landing. So we can save our Delta V. And of course, this thing isn't particularly heavy when it's light. It's a lot heavier when it's full. So 1 second to go. We'll perform our suicide burn. And well, there we go. Now it's just time to land. And we have landed. Perfect. Alright. Now it is time to extend our radiators, and we're gonna deploy the drill. Landed 13 kilometers away from one of the Minmus Express probes, which is fine. We don't really need to go there. And then we'll begin our surface harvesting. And then, ore, and we're going to wait. So it takes... This thing takes 1 week for it to fill up with ore. Which is pretty nice. Of course, this thing has 3,000 ore capability. And there we go. So 7 days roughly. And well, time to stop and retract our drills, and now it's time to go back up. This isn't going to be a particularly long stream, by the way. Alright. And now, where is the station? Now, I'm still kind of terrible when it comes to direct transfers to stations from the ground. So let's see how this goes. This thing likes to bounce when it's on the ground. So obviously deploy or retract our landing gear. And well, tip over to 90 degrees. Punch the throttle. And to orbit we go. As you can see, our delta V down here has greatly dropped, although it's not going to matter all that much. Alright, that's fine. What is our altitude? About 2,000 meters. We can only warp when we're above 3,000, so yes, here we go. And now we're going to warp up here. And I just want to do this to, what I want to do is I want to get the other truss segment filled up with fuel. So this should only be about 3 or 4 flights, and then we can take the nuclear tug back, and then we can do whatever. Oh, I overshot a little bit. Just spending some RCS to get a better encounter. There we go. Disable the RCS, and well, let's warp around to our target. Let me look. Hold up. Rendezvous. Look at target. Target's 3.4 kilometers away. Very nice. And well, it's time to warp in, and then our closest approach is 3 kilometers. All right. Seems we have passed it already, although it doesn't really matter as long as we don't get too far away from it. And then we towards here, and then we start to go towards the target. And then once we get into render range, I'm going to flip over to the station for 1 sec, just make sure everything's in order, you know, because during my last, when I did some of this off camera, the station started wobbling for some reason, and it almost fell apart. I have no clue what's going on with that, so, who knows. So let me just warp into phys range of the station. Let me just switch over to it. Yep, everything looks fine. Warp to our closest approach, just, you know, coming in. Probably should have like a bottle of water or something here, because my throat's already starting to hurt. I don't know, I might be a bit sick. Who really knows? I sure do feel like I'm getting sick. So let me just... Where do we want to dock? Right there? Yes, that's where we want to dock. And of course this thing has limited RCS that I really don't want to waste. Actually no, we want to dock over there. We want to dock right here. Alright, I don't want to dock over there. Let me just... Aim camera. Aim camera. Hello? Structural tube. Well, let me just get closer to the station, and then I can figure out, we have a bit of roll here. Of course, we can use the RCS to counteract it. This thing doesn't have the best RCS balance in the world, but it's good enough. Now, one thing that I eventually want to do, which actually it might not be, we might go ahead and design that today. Once these two flights are over and we get this back to the station, is that I want to have a tanker that once I have the two of these out here, what I can do is no, I don't want to aim my camera at the structural tube. I want to aim my target the docking port. What I want to do is that the Nervatug has a docking port on the back of it, right? So what I want to do is I want to make like a giant tank, and I'd have it pull it out here, and it would dock along with this. So what I could do is I could not only could I fill up the Nervatug, I could fill up another tank with fuel, which could then at Columbia Station there's that refueling module. I can then fuel that back up as well, which is rather nice. And actually, now that I think about it, at Columbia Station, we have those ore tanks and those that a refinery there. We don't have the radiators though, but what we could do is we could take, say, like a special like radiator attachment thing, because turns out this alone isn't enough to actually I have to deploy the radiators on the vessel, on the lander. So what I could do is, excuse me for my yawning. What I could do very easily is I could launch the Nerva, I guess, tank car, space tank car, behind the Nervatug, and then I can launch the radiators, and then I can just use the tug there to like bring it all out. And it would require some fancy docking, but it sure as heck beats modifying one of these, because it's stuff that I already have in space. Which is rather nice. Of course, this station reuses... Oh, God. Hello? Oh, I said it. This station, of course, reuses a lot of components. Obviously, the truss segments, I had to launch those. But these fueling sections right here were originally... I originally launched them to refuel Columbia Station. And then I sent them out here after that. Yeah, I'm rather tired. I took a nap today, but that didn't seem to do anything about my tiredness. Alright. Seem to be coming in pretty good. Now I have to dock this at a certain angle, so these radiators, I can go ahead and deploy them. Which, that does kind of suck, but it's all fine and good. So let me just 5 meters a second. I also really do like the look of this lander. Once we have 2 of these out here... Oh yeah, because I have to launch the second one. Alright, that's what we're going to do. We're not going to do that today. This is just kind of a me doing mundane stuff that I kind of have to do stream rather than launching anything new, because I typically reserve those for actual episodes, which you can find on YouTube and BitChute right now. Shameless plug. They're of very poor quality. Don't watch them. And, well, it's now time to go ahead and dock. Actually, it's probably better doing this in orbital mode. Let me... Alright, let me just aim camera. Yeah, we need to move over here, translation. Alright, and then sorry if I'm not doing any commentary right now. Docking this is kind of an interesting thing, you could say. I don't really know what that means, but alright, we're coming in. It's typically a time where I disable my SAS and just let the KSP magnetized docking do its thing. Spacing it, indeed. Alright, we have this thing docked. And let me just aim my camera right there, and we'll extend these radiators, right? There we go. And typically the first thing that I do is we use the ore. I get out all of these, so like large holding tank, whatnot, and well, I start immediately by producing the monopropellant, because this thing uses a lot of monoprop. So having all those tabs open is, of course, the monopropellant doesn't take all that long. So of course, once it generates all of the monopropellant it needs, I stop. Oh, this thing was running before? Oh, I guess I forgot to disable it. Slowly edges. Karan Ibrahim, hello, on the YouTube end, and of course Brett is here, and Brett is him. Alright, so now it is time to start producing our liquid fuel. And well, those tanks should fill up rather quickly. I still don't know what's going on with the solar panels, but they haven't appeared to have moved, drifted. For those of you who have just joined, there's a glitch right now in Kerbal Space Program with the robotics parts where they'll drift over time. So while they look all detached, they're all still technically there, like attached and functional. It just looks kind of weird, which kind of does suck. So refueling up the our lander right here, so I can go down and take another trip. That takes around a quarter of the ore that is produced. Alright, and now what we do is we can, of course, click away from those. And now what we can do is this fully fueled? Yes, that is. What we can start doing is we can start producing the liquid fuel and oxidizer for this. As you can see, it starts to fill up because that ISRU is converting ore to fuel, which is pretty gamer. I can't wait when we do this in real life. So as you can see, it takes about... It gets it about halfway, as you can see, before it runs out of ore, which, that is fine. We can always, we could always go down and, land another time to fill that up. It's going to be very useful for, when we actually have two of these up here, but, that's going to come rather soon. Actually, now that I really think about it, because the Nerva, if we're fueling this up for the Nervatug, the Nervatug only uses liquid fuel because they're nuclear rocket engines, because it's Nerva. And, well, why have I been wasting my fuel on this oxidizer when I don't really need it right now? I can just fill the rest of this up with liquid fuel and not have it matter. I swear, I need like a checklist that I need to develop whenever I go to do things in this game. Anyways, we can bring this down one more time. So let's just go ahead and retract these radiators. And well, let's quick save, and this thing is gonna switch over to this, and this is gonna be like the... I've done this 7 times, landed this on Minmus 7 times over. So yeah, hopefully once we get the second refinery and the second... Well, do we really even need a second refinery is the question. Do we? Well, actually, now that I think about it, no, we really don't. We just need another one of these tugs. Another one of these landers, right? I mean, it would be helpful. I don't know. We'll figure it out later. When I launched this, my basic idea was, when I designed this station very roughly, my basic idea is I would have 2 refinery sections and then 2 landers. But it looks like the only thing that we're going to be needing is then the radiators. I'm going to need bigger radiators because these 2 radiators aren't enough for this. So I think it might take a bit longer, but I don't think that would really matter. Alright, so the game plan for later on, I guess, is we're going to bring that back to the Nervatug, back to the station, right? And then what we're going to do, let me just warp down to my periapsis. What we're going to do is we're going to launch the, I guess I'm calling it the Nerva tank car, or tanker, which is basically just a giant thing of liquid fuel, of liquid fuel and oxidizer to bring back and forth between this and the station. And then after that, what I can do is I can bring up another lander. I can bring up another lander, the radiator segment, and that tanker. And then I can just continue to do that. Alright, so that cut down on the amount of things that we need to launch by a lot, which is rather nice. Of course, I'm not going to be doing any of that today. I've been going for 30 minutes already, which this was never going to be a particularly long stream. But we still have some stuff that we need to do. But everything is coming together. We are building up the infrastructure that we need to continue the conquest of space, which is quite fun. So let me just go ahead and I can stop and. All right, so that's where we're gonna land. And then what I do is, of course, is I cut all my vertical velocity. Hey, what's up, Shortline? Hi, Apollo 24. You just caught me in the middle of landing my my ore lander on the surface of Minmus. and me going over the shit. What am I trying to say? I was mission planning while docking this, because I have Challenger Station, right? My refueling station, and I wanted to send up another refinery and another lander, but then I realized, I only really need to send up another lander, which can cut down on the amount of launches, which is pretty nice. But oh yeah, Suicide Burn Countdown, Kerbal Engineer. I quite like the look of this though. Yeah, I wanted to stream Kerbal Space Program, which obviously I'm doing now. I want to put out something KSP related. It's just I didn't want to go ahead and sit down and make an actual episode of Shortline Space Program. So what I did is I'm like, oh, I have this super mundane task of landing this and going to the station a bunch of times. I can make that a stream. I'm gonna go now. Bye. Alright, bye. Oh, he left. That's cool. I switched from KSP to Among Us videos. I just began to find Among Us videos more entertaining. Oh, that's fair. I haven't played that game yet. Everyone's telling me I should. I have, it's like $5 on Steam. I probably should. I probably won't make any videos on it because that market seems a bit... No offense, that market seems a bit, oversaturated, I guess you could say. I don't know. I'll just continue to play KSP and, TF2 for now, because that's what I enjoy. It's time to... For the second time this stream, it's time to begin harvesting our ore. And of course I warp, 7 days, and obviously, Actually, I have a question. Oh, my stream refreshed. I have a question. We're gonna quick save, right? Apparently that's a thing. Apparently you can land these. You can take off with these drills. You can just yank them out of the ground. But can you land with them? Is this a collider? I don't know. Is that a collider? Hold up. We quick saved, so everything is fine. If this blows up, I'm fine. But I just wanna know if these just go back into the ground or Alright, let's be very careful. I want to see... Oh, they just sink back into the ground. Well, I guess that makes sense. So, you can't use these to push anything. That actually kind of sucks. You could probably make some cool stuff with that. A few people could take advantage of that, a lot. Minmus refueling flights, let me refresh stream again. Oh god. Alright. Well, retract our radiators. Yeah. I don't know. I said I would take a break from streaming, and I kinda did because I didn't have any time in which I could stream. That's I only did I haven't really worked on any. Well, that's not necessarily false. There is one thing in KSP that I might show later that I've been working on, but I still need to write up a script because it's a documentary style video. And of course I did the TF2 streams, but those were on Fridays and Saturdays and stuff like that. But honestly, I had a lot of stuff planned, but school kind of took precedent, because online school kind of sucks, not gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie to you. We're still below 3,000 meters, so we can't time warp, kind of cringe. We're gonna warp here. What was I gonna say? So yeah, well, the thing is, I don't know about this next quarter of school. I know I do have more breaks next quarter because Thanksgiving and winter break. It just depends on what they assign me over that thing. Like tomorrow, I'm probably just gonna do schoolwork, and then election night, I'm probably just gonna see if I can work on that KSP video. Did I? Apparently, I did not select this as a target. Kind of concerning. Apparently, my inclination is off. 11 kilometers. Is there any way I can get that closer? Let me try. Let me just see for 1 second. No, that didn't work. Alright, 11. That's another glitch. Alright, I think that's as good enough as we're gonna get it. Alright. That's a sentence. As good enough as we're gonna get it. I guess that's correct. Oh. Wait a second. Oh, it's 2 kilometers. How did I read that as 11? I read the relative speed. Oh, I'm stupid. Alright. Alright, 2 kilometers. That's actually inside render range, which is rather nice. So let me just switch over to the station, make sure everything's okay. Oh god. Why did that get so hot all of a sudden? Huh. Is it increasing? No, it's not. Alright, let's switch to this, right? And we'll slow down, and we'll dock, and we'll figure out what the heck is going on. Because, honestly, that's never happened before. Like, I know the radiators heat up and all that, obviously, but they've never gone ahead and shown the overheating indicator that you would, like, find in re-entry. Are they just not cooling it down fast enough? Like, thermal efficiency not applicable. Like, what is on here that would generate heat? Alright, well that's a nice picture right there. Well, let me just, let's get this thing docked, we'll deploy those radiators, and then we'll figure out... Is it just because we need more radiators? I genuinely do not understand what's going on. I've played this game forever, but there's still a lot of stuff that I don't know. The little intricacies of this game. I played since like 2012, and yet there's so many things I just haven't done. I don't know. I'm like that with a lot of games. It takes forever for me to do anything in them. Like, I don't know. Hello, Southern. You just caught me trying to figure out... Well, I'm at my station. I'm about to dock. And, something weird with the game happened where, well, not really weird. These radiators, right? They're supposed to radiate heat. And, you see those little bars right there? Those are overheating bars. It means the part is getting too hot. And, well, that's never happened on this station before. And I'm kind of wondering why it is. Are the radiators just unable to radiate their heat away? Or what's going on? I don't understand. But, let's just get this thing docked, right? I can aim the camera towards the craft. That's Discord. That's the internet. That's Twitch, that's YouTube, that's Streamlabs, this is Kerbal Space Program, that's OBS, and that's our station. That's Challenger Station right there. I don't know what the moon station is going to be called. Probably, like... Columbia was the... What was the third shuttle? Atlantis? Discovery? Probably just a bug or something. Like a small rock that'll hit the radiator that'll make it hot. Go ahead, here, do something for me. Go ahead and look up what was the third shuttle. Or I guess the fourth shuttle built. I can look that up right now, never mind. Space Shuttle Orbiter. Because the first was Enterprise, second was Columbia, third was Challenger. It was Discovery. Discovery was the third flight shuttle built. So I guess when we go to build our moon station, I guess it'll be Discovery Station. Which makes sense. And then after that, Atlantis, and then Endeavor. We didn't name anything Pathfinder or Enterprise. I guess the Minmus base can be a Pathfinder or Enterprise. Or... That makes me wonder, were there any other alternative names considered for space shuttle orbiters? Like, I know Enterprise was originally going to be named Constitution. So that makes me wonder if, like, they had considered some other names for some of the other space shuttles. I did see Discovery in the Air and Space Museum near Dulles Airport. I'm like 25 minutes away from there. Yeah, I've seen Discovery before. It's the only show... I've seen Discovery and I've seen Enterprise. And I've seen Pathfinder. Pathfinder was a space shuttle that was made out of wood. It's the space shuttle that's made out of steel and plywood to basically just kind of get the... It was used as a training vehicle. It's weird. It's in Huntsville, Alabama at the Space and Rocket Center, which is one of my happy places, to be honest. I haven't been to... I need to go and see Discovery. It's like 20 minutes away, 25 minutes away from me, and I can't remember the last time I was been there. I was maybe like 10. And I'm 17 now. I need to go see Discovery. I don't even know if it's open. But yeah, shuttles are cool. I really like shuttles. The idea, too bad that the shuttle program would be so cool. It would have been better if... So, like, after Challenger, NASA became really scared to do anything and, like, take any risks. So, like, that kind of really cut back the shuttle program a lot. The shuttle was supposed to do so many things, but after the Challenger disaster, they're like, you know what, nah, we're not doing any of those, that's too risky. Really does suck. The shuttle was a really capable vehicle. It could do a lot of things. It's a space truck. What's not to like about a space truck? Yeah. Yeah. I guess it is what it is. Let me just get this thing docked, and, I have the Space Shuttle Orbiter page, Wikipedia page open, and I saw some, like, other proposed names that were on there. So we can go ahead and we could potentially talk about some of those for our station, our base, when we get to actually building it. Which shouldn't be for about another month or so. Because maybe a month. Yeah, about a month. Because, contrary to, what I would like it to be, my life is not playing this game. I have other commitments outside of playing Kerbal Space Program. Sadly. Sadly, I have other things I can do besides just play this game. I mean, there's some people whose job it is to play this game. Because they stream it constantly. But I am not one of them. No, actually, yeah, until you brought it up, I never thought about Discovery basically, like, like, it would be easier for me to go see Discovery than it would be for me to go railfan. Because my railfanning spot's like 30 minutes away, and Discovery's like 25 minutes away. Did the Virginian 284 design copy the C&O, or what are the standard design? I actually don't know. The Virginians? I actually do not know the answer to that question. I assume, yeah, it was a standard design, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was a standard design. The Virginian got a lot of their designs from the Chesapeake and Ohio. So, anyways, enough with the train questions. I need to focus on docking this. Oh god. Alright. Stop, please. Stop. Alright. Oh, we're using a lot of monopropellant. Here we go. That's actually a nice docking. Sorry if I kind of went silent for a few minutes, but a few seconds while trying to dock this. Alright, there we go. Okay, apparently now it's disappeared. Huh. Strange. The bars, the overheating bars have disappeared. That's quite strange. Oh yeah, they were close to 100% cooling, that's why. That's why they were overheating. Does this not have enough radiators? Like before it seemed to have enough radiators, but now yeah, I think this station doesn't have enough radiators. That kind of sucks. I guess it does use the ISRU a lot. Anyways, speaking of the ISRU, it's time to convert our fuel. Let's just get these up. Monopropellant fuel tank. All right. Start monopropellant, and that'll fill up really quickly. And all right, stop now. Start LF plus ox, so we can fill up the lander again. All right, stop. And now, well, I guess, what did I say? We only really need liquid fuel because the only thing that's going to be fueling right now is the Nerva tug, and that only needs liquid fuel. So let me just, where's that going? Stop liquid fuel. Where is this going? Is there anything else that is where the tanks are open and they have fuel? Huh. That's not a fuel tank. That's not a fuel tank. Well, they are fuel tanks, but they're not full. The Nerva tug is fully fueled, right? Alright. That's fully fueled. That's fully fueled. Let me just pin that, right? And then Let me just... Alright, large holding tank. Alright, let's start liquid fuel and see what happens. Will that begin to fill up? No, it won't. When I launched KSP with one mod, it killed myself. I have multiple mods. Is the mod out of date? That might be one of your issues. Like, I have Kerbal Engineer, I have Kerbal Alarm Clock, I have Scatterer, and a couple of, like... I don't think I have any parts mods, though. That might be your issue. Like, it might be an outdated version. I have to refresh the game. Not the game. I have to reload. So... Reload the station. Alright, there we go. Did this... No, that's fine. Well, it's clearly not fine because there's a robotics glitch in the game right now where they slowly drift apart for some reason. Where they can drift apart like this for some reason, despite the fact that this is still technically connected to the craft, even though it appears not to. Oh boy. Alright. Let's get all this stuff back up, because there was a thing where I couldn't actually, like, fuel this. So, ISRU, we're going to start liquid fuel, and we're going to see what happens. Is it not... Is it like a crossfeed issue? Disable crossfeed, no. Why is it not wanting to fill up? Liquid fuel, 5% load. What's going on here? If I start liquid fuel... Okay, that one's filling up. Oh, now it is. Now it's filling up. Alright. What if I go ahead and I stop the game and I disable that? Will it fill up now? Yes, it will. Alright, that was rather odd. And that's all filled up, and now I can lock that. And now that can fill up. Did I? Yes, I did. Did I do monopropellant? Yes, I did. All right. I forgot. Now it's fine. All right, there we go. That's all filled up for now. And I think we're done with refueling all of this for now. I think we got it to a point where the fuel is okay, which is good. All right, I have the Wikipedia list for Space Shuttle orbiters up. So there were 5 operational orbiters: Columbia, Challenger, Discovery, Atlantis, and Endeavour. In addition to the test articles and orbiters produced, there's also various mock-up replicas throughout the United States. Enterprise Independence, which is in a Popka, which is made out of wood. Adventure, which is full-scale replica of the orbiter mid-flight deck. America at Six Flags in Gruna, Illinois. Resolution and Inspiration, which is outside the Astronaut Hall of Fame. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 1-to-1 scale replicas of Space Shuttle orbiters floating about there. And then there's Inspiration, Pathfinder, and Enterprise, which were shuttles that were either tested on the ground or in the atmosphere. They never flew into space. It's a shame. Shuttles are nice. They're just cool looking things. The Buran? I know you can't see what I'm looking up, but yeah, the Buran program, which they launched it once and never flew again because the Soviet Union collapsed. I think, how many Buran shuttles were built? List of vehicles. So there was Buran, which is the only one that actually flew. Pichka, which was going to fly, but it was 97% complete, and then the Soviet Union collapsed, and now it's in a building rusting out in Kazakhstan. 3K, which was completed. 3K, 4K, and 5K were both. I think they were tests. They were also mock-ups. They were like pre-production. So they were never meant to fly. They were just built to see if they could build it. OKM, OKGLI, OKKS, OKT, 5M, OKTVA, and 8M, and apparently one that's unnamed, were all wooden. They all either flew in the atmosphere or were built to test like the electronics or something. And yeah, that's it. So the Russians actually they flew one shuttle, which was Buran, and then they built like a dozen various test shuttles which either flew in the atmosphere or just stayed on the ground and were mostly made out of like wood or steel. While we also built a dozen of those things. But only 5 shuttles actually got to fly into space, which, I guess that's fine. Alright, enough about the space shuttles, and them in general. The last thing that I want to do, or I guess second to last thing, is we need to get this thing, which is the fuel tanker, the Nervatug. We need to get this to Columbia Station. And, well, we just need to make sure. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to enable the fuel tanks on this. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to undock this thing. We're going to quick save. We're going to go ahead and undock. And, well, I haven't flown this thing in a really long while, so this is going to be interesting. This thing has radiators. No, does this thing have radiators? Yes, it does. It has 4. Alright. Alright. Well, we have 4,000 Delta V to work with, which is really good. So, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start to go. Goodbye, we'll be back. And, well, now we are going to, of course, fly out of Minmus's sphere of influence. And, well, it's now time to go up to our apoapsis. It's going to take 29 days. Oh, God. I guess we can do it. Or actually, no. Hey, look, an asteroid. Alright, let's stop at our periapsis, so this won't take 29 days. We've hit 1 hour of streaming. That's pretty cool. So yeah, my sister had a Halloween party last night, right? I know during spooky coronavirus, which I was against because I don't want to get the spooky coronavirus, or even risk getting the spooky coronavirus, especially when there was like 30 plus people in the house. Please don't call the police on me. I'm joking, but yeah, this actually happened, and well, my room where my computer is right next to the room where everyone was partying, and I just kind of barricaded myself in here and played KSP the entire time, fueling up, basically doing what we did earlier, which was landing the fueling craft and going back up to the station. I did that like 5 or 6 times. And, well... do I want to risk aerobraking this thing? This thing isn't particularly aerodynamic. 80 kilometers? Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and let's drop ourselves down to the atmosphere, like, ever so slightly. I'm gonna quick save just in case, because I don't want this thing to fucking die. Let's just switch to Kerbin. Where's Columbia Station? There it is. So it's gonna take 3 days to get back from Kerbin. I mean, alright, valid. Alright. Imagine your space station's all Akbar itself. Funny you say that, because last night, when I went to go to load up Challenger Station... well, actually, I was refining ore at Challenger Station, right? And then I slowed down the time warp to 0 time warp, right? And the station started, like, jiggling. It started, like, the parts started, like, going back and forth, and then it almost, if it had continued its, like, crazy wobbling, it would have blown up. But because time warp stops any movement, I just time warped, and then to, like, ×2, and then I time warped back, and the station was perfectly fine. That's why I switch to the station whenever I get into range, to make sure that that doesn't happen, because it happened when I was coming out of time warp, and I'm kind of scared of it happening again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this thing into... well, first of all, we're going to retract these solar panels, right? Because we are coming back, and we're going to skim through... we're going to retract the antenna. This thing still has connection, luckily. Or does it? Yes, it does. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave it like this, and we're gonna figure out whether this thing can actually successfully aerobrake. So you might see this thing burn up, but yet again you might not see it burn up. Who really knows? 3,000 meters a second? Alright. If we need to, we can always fire the engines to help us slow down. But, the objective of this thing is just to kind of skim through the atmosphere so we can bring the apoapsis down instead of, you know, burning the fuel so I could save all this fuel. I mean, that's the point behind an aerobrake. Alright, we're inside the atmosphere now. And you're going to start to see our apoapsis slowly start to come down. 55 kilometers might be a bit too shallow, which is why I quick saved beforehand. So yeah, as you can see, we're kind of burning up. Well, not really. It's experiencing some re-entry heating. But we are now past our periapsis. Think of this as a test. We're starting to go back up. So, How far did that bring down my apoapsis? Not that far. I could aerobrake this one more time. So I can save on the fuel. Alright. That aerobrake worked, luckily. That actually did work. It didn't change our altitude. Actually, it changed our altitude. It's changing our altitude just enough. It doesn't know whether it wants to encounter the mud or not. What? Yeah, I don't want to be put into that. Alright, so turns out we will not be encountering the mud. We almost pulled what's called a DOS person. 50k is fine as long as you're going sub 4,000 meters a second. Yeah, I've never aerobraked with this thing before, honestly, and well, this is quite the valuable craft, considering it's my access. It's what gets me from low Kerbal orbit to Minmus orbit. So I don't want to launch another one of these because they're kind of. This thing was a pain in the butt to launch. Anyways, well, considering we're out of the atmosphere now, I guess we can go ahead and deploy our solar panels again and our antenna. So, what's our periapsis? 54 kilometers? It chomp. Yeah, it really is. 54 kilometers. Alright. Well, that should be good enough to have another aerobrake. We can go ahead. And, well, what? Well, I guess we flew by the mun. And, what did it do? Okay, so apparently we flew by the mun. That orbit, you saw that orbit. There was no mun encounter, but apparently we did encounter the mun. And the mun decided it didn't want us to aerobrake. Oh god, what orbit did it put us in? I'm going to reload. KSP. Okay, what orbit are we in? Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce this down a bit more to about 48 kilometers. And we're going to try this again. Because I don't know what happened there. I really don't. Oh, alright. How's the audio, by the way? Is, like, the game... I always say this, but, is the game... I always get super concerned about audio, and is the game relative to, like, my speaking sound? To my speaking volume? Or is it a bit too quiet? It seems a bit too quiet on my end. Mun in an equatorial orbit, shake my head. Indeed. Audio's fine? Alright, I'm going to turn up spacecraft audio just a little bit. Maybe the music just a little bit as well. I mean, the moon in real life isn't in an equatorial orbit. That's an asteroid, in a really highly eccentric orbit. Alright, well, let's go ahead and let's try this new 47 kilometer, orbit. So time to retract our solar panels, right? And then retract this. Retract antenna. Alright. I'm going to disable the SAS. And, well, 70, we're going to check our orbit right there. That's surface. Heat is probably a good thing. Alright, we're inside the atmosphere. That's 69 minutes into the stream. Funny sex number. We have arrived back into the atmosphere. And, we're gonna see whether or not this... We're gonna see whether or not this thing... I put this thing too low. Because our periapsis, I put it at 48 kilometers. We're beginning heating, which is... wonder if, like, bringing this thing in sideways would be better. Does it want to go in sideways? Or, like, I rotisserie chicken the Nerva tug. Yeah, this appears to be working. Yeah, this appears to be working. 48 kilometers. Alright. So who's getting the Wi-Fi router or the mini fridge? I don't know what that means. Is that a response to me saying we're rotisserie chickening the the Nerva tug? Alright, 48 kilometers seem to work. Alright, that's good enough. Do you think we could do it one more time? I think I might have to raise my apoapsis one more time if I wanted to aerobrake this. Like, I raise it to, say, like, 55 kilometers like we had it before. PS5 or Xbox? PC. Alright, we appear to have made out of the atmosphere. Well, we're not entirely out of the atmosphere yet, but we're high enough in the atmosphere in which, well, doesn't really matter. So... everything appears to be rather fine. Alright, 70 kilometers. We can go ahead and extend our solar panels now and extend the antenna. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to quick save one more time, right? And I'm going to set that as my target, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Where's our descending node? Can I, like... Alright, our descending node is somewhere around there, alright? So, what I'm going to do... Among Us Livestream? I don't have the game. Beep beep lettuce. Hello, Ryan. I don't have Among Us, guys. I don't really know if I would want to stream it, because that really doesn't seem like... Would I don't know. I haven't played it. I guess I really can't say whether or not I would like streaming it if I haven't actually played the game yet. So, set as target. Alright, there we go. It's pretty mediocre. Alright. Some people are going to have your head off for that, Ryan, but, not me, because I have never played the game before. Actually, earlier today, Eastrail was saying, do you want to play Among Us? And I'm like, well, I don't really... As I said, I don't have the game. Alright, so we're going to warp back up to our apoapsis, and we're going to try another aerobrake. We're going to try another aerobrake, and we're going to see whether or not this thing cooks itself upon re-entry. Because, as I said, the whole point of you dipping down in the atmosphere is it helps you slow down and not be in this really weird orbit. So let's quick save. Alright. And it's a cool game, but I really don't understand the hype. Alright, that's fair enough, I guess. I don't know. I might try it. I don't think I really have the time to right now, though. Like, tomorrow I have to do schoolwork, because of course I do. And then Tuesday is election day. It's already kind of late. It's already 10. Well, 10 o'clock isn't that late. We've been going for a good about, what, 1 hour 15 at this point? Alright, well, gentlemen, it is time for this thing to dip back into the atmosphere to help us slow down so we don't have to spend any fuel. We're going to retract the antenna. All right. 1 kilometer. Well, 147, 147, 132. Sorry, I tabbed out for 1 second. And, well, all right, let's get this thing back down. We're not landing this ride. This thing cannot land. What I want to do is, by dipping back down to the atmosphere, my apoapsis, which is the highest point in my orbit, as you can see, it's decreasing. Which this is good because I want to try to get into the same orbit as Columbia Station. This way, I don't have to spend any fuel doing it. It's called aerobraking, and it works wonders because you can slow down without using any fuel, which is good. I can keep my delta V up. But however, what I have to do in order to prevent this thing from, what is it doing? Something that I have to do to prevent this thing from cooking itself is I have to spin it, yes. Wonder of science, yeah, wonders of spaceflight. One thing that I have to do to prevent this thing from cooking itself is I have to spin this thing so all the heat is evenly distributed. So like one side doesn't melt and I can still use it. So I have to spin this thing like a rotisserie chicken. Like in the grocery store when you have those chicken on those sticks and then it goes around so it cooks all evenly. That's what I have to do. Now I have to time this right because if I don't, I'm gonna mess this up and I might come down a bit too low. 48 kilometers. It's a goddamn chicken. It looks like a chicken. This actually does look like a chicken. What? Alright, we're heading back up now, but we're still in the atmosphere, so I think we might do this one more time. We're gonna do this one more time, just to make sure. So I probably saved a good 1,000. So like, I probably saved a good like 1,000 off of this number right here. That's my delta V. Think of it as it's basically how do I describe it? You don't measure rockets like how far they can go. You measure them in how much they can move. You measure in how much velocity, how much speed they change, which it's weird, but that is a lot. But that is a big funny big number. But think of it as that funny big number determines where exactly how much fuel I have that I can get to, and if I did not dip back into the atmosphere and aerobrake, that funny big number would be like significantly less. You got a grocery store in space. I only have one of these. It's like saying I only have one chicken in the entire grocery store. Alright, quick save. Oh, I forgot to deploy my solar panels back up again. And it doesn't matter, this thing has enough electric charge. Alright, we're going to aerobrake one more time. And then very epic nonetheless. Yes, indeed. We're going to aerobrake one more time. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the rest of the fuel to actually get us to Columbia Station. And then I'll probably hop into another game, save game. Not another game. I'll hop into another save, and then I want to show one other thing, and then I guess we'll be done for the stream there. It'll probably be a nice, maybe about 2 hours, 40 minutes at that point, 2 hours, 30 minutes. Depends on how long it takes for me to get this back to the station. Excuse me. So, hello? Ryan, no, stop being a furry. Ryan, I saw the pictures of you in the HKS mascot uniform. Looks... I know. 2026 Productions exposed. How do you like that, Ryan? I've exposed you for being cringe. Anyways. Funny chicken. I refuse to comment. No comment. Actually. Hey guys, look down there. It's the Kerbal Space Center. Oh, that's funny. That's nice. It's the KSC. Epic. Yes, look, you can see the runway from here. It's the runway and the launch pad, and you see the flags down there. There's the island runway right over there. That's pretty cool. The island runway is rather cool. There she goes. Yeah, well, bye-bye. Alright, I could probably do this one more time, but I really don't feel like doing it. Or could we? We could do it one more time. Yeah, let's go around one more time. Let's aerobrake one more time. This will be the final time. And, I think. Because, yeah. This will be the final time we'll do an aerobrake, and then we'll actually come back down and dock. Aerobrakes are fun. The trick is, don't go too low, otherwise you die. Don't go too low, otherwise you burn up too quick. You burn up because you don't have any heat shielding on it, or you go too low that your apoapsis, your highest point, gets too low and goes back into the atmosphere, in which case there's no way of getting back. Alright, we're back in space. Let me just quick save one more time. So, awesome advice. Yeah, there is a part. Don't go too low or you'll die. There is a part in this game which is an inflatable heat shield. So if I had the inflatable heat shield, I would be able to go much lower into the atmosphere, which is good because if my apoapsis is all the way out here near Minmus's orbit, then look, there's a station. What am I trying to say? Then, I could only aerobrake like once or twice and I'd be fine. But yeah, the whole point of doing this is to save fuel, because I have not had to spend any fuel basically getting back from Minmus, other than the initial getting out of Minmus's orbit. Toxic waste of space. Hello. I'm about to aerobrake my nuclear tug, for like the 5th time. Oh yeah, I should probably start this thing to spin. Should probably start spinning this thing. Hello, welcome. Indeed. So 3,000. Let's get some nice funny images of this re-entering. Now the funny thing is this is made out of the center part of this craft is made out of stuff that you would use for planes. So this generates just a little bit of lift, a tiny bit of lift, which is funny to me. It's not a lifting body, but all right, we're at our lowest point. Oh, no, we're not. 47 kilometers. We're starting to slow down a bit more. All right, this should be the one. The chicken takes flight. Well, the chicken's going back into space now, which is, Alright, that's fine. Apparently the part closest to blowing up is the flag. That is quite funny. Alright. I think this is good enough. I don't want to feel like arrow braking one more time, because I kind of want to get this thing back. Which is all fine. We're not out of the atmosphere just yet, so that will decrease a little bit. Next time I probably want to go... Next time I'm bringing this back, I probably want to go a little bit lower. At that point, I would probably need the inflatable heat shield, which we can always send that up and like attach this to it. But well, let's just 51 minutes. Let's just get back up there. This thing has been it's been taking about 14 days to get this thing back, in game days, obviously. So let me just switch to Kerbal, set as target. So let me just... Is there an easy way I can get this back? Alright, there we go. Okay, I'm a sub. Thank you. Thank you for subbing. You are my 238th subscriber, which makes you epic. Alright, 2 days. That should be fine. Let me just wait 2 days to actually do this burn. It's only 50 meters a second. It's not going to be that much. Now, in reality, you would probably have a fleet of these heading back and forth. Back on my big computer. Let's good. Let's go. We only have one. In reality, you'd probably want like a fleet of these tugs going back and forth. But this is Kerbal Space Program, and you don't have to worry. Unless you have mods installed, you don't have to worry about, like, you know, like... you don't have to worry about a lot of the stuff that you would worry about in real life. Because this is a game, and it isn't real life. Well, let's see. Alright. There we go. We're gonna warp over. What was our... 5 kilometers. Alright, that's good enough. This is the only time where I ever used the metric system, because this game was initially made in Mexico City, and but now it's being made in the United States because the original guy who owned it sold it to another company. But this has taught me metric system. I'm not gonna lie. Also, this is the only time where I ever use metric system, unless I'm going out of the country. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. The funny metric system. Yes. Alright, 500 meters a second. We're gonna slow down. I think I started my burn a little bit too late. Oh god, oh fuck. Please don't fly past. Please don't fly past. Oh god. Oh yeah, the one disadvantage of these nuclear engines is they're not all that... They don't have a lot of thrust. So, I might have overshot just a bit. What are you docking to? My low Earth orbit, or low Kerbal orbit station. Columbia Station. Because what I do is I send stuff up to Columbia Station, I transfer them to this tug, and then the tug takes them out to wherever it needs to go, which in this case is Challenger Station, which is around Minmus. I'll show that off in a little bit. But Yeah, I didn't do particularly well right now with this. Oh god, alright. I didn't do too well with this, me trying to slow down. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll show you... Well, we're gonna dock to Columbia Station, I'm gonna show you it, and then, we'll dock... I'll show you Challenger Station later, after I'm done. We just came back from Challenger Station, which, Challenger Station is my... So I have a lander, like, I have a fuel lander, a lander that goes down to Minmus, mines ore, and then it brings it back to Challenger Station, and then it refines it into fuel. So my eventual goal is I don't have to I can only focus on launching. My eventual goal is that I have so much fuel that I mine from Minmus that I don't have to worry about launching it from Kerbin. There's Columbia Station, and well, let me just switch to it real quick to make sure no shenanigans are going on over here. Alright, there we go. And, oh god, bit of game lag right there. And, well, let's, stop relative to the station. I'm biting my lip right now. And... there we go. So, this is Columbia Station. Get a good look at it right now. This is what it looks like. And, we have to dock to it right here. Which is, this thing doesn't have the most, let's just say the RCS on this thing isn't balanced, so it's gonna be kind of hard to do so. Looks awesome, yeah, that took me a while to assemble. It's pretty much done. Like, there isn't a whole lot that, well, I'll show you in a little bit. It took me, like, about a month to build. But this is, this is the first place. If you want to get to anywhere in the Kerbin system under my save, this is the first place you have to go. Which is rather nice. I'm still working on building up my all my stuff out at Minmus, my Challenger Station, which is my Minmus station. That's impressive. Oh, thank you. If you want to watch me build this, if you go to my YouTube channel, I had Shortline Space Program, which is my series, KSP series. And you can watch me build that thing. Some of the episodes are better than others, quality-wise, like audio quality and whatnot, because, I'm not gonna lie, I focused on, doing all the stuff in Kerbal Space Program, not so much editing the videos. So I would slap together whatever I had recorded. It didn't matter if it had, like, shitty audio or I was talking random nonsense half the time. I just wanted to get something out. But Toxic Waste, if you stick around for a little bit longer, once I have this docked, I'll explain my entire, like, system of getting stuff out here, which, I'm still in the process of building everything up. Yeah, those, Columbia Station is 3 tons, 3 main, truss segments that have, like, fuel in them. When they both launched, they weighed like 90 tons. Yeah, I'll stay. Yes, thank you. Because, honestly, having a chat to talk to is fun. No one's watching on Twitch, but people are watching on YouTube, which is good enough for me. Alright, apparently the core... So I have to dock to that module right over there. That is the Nerva refueling module, which that's empty right now, but normally it would contain fuel, which could be loaded into this thing. That's basically this with radiators and without any engines. But this thing is kinda hard to dock, not gonna lie. I typically stay in free cam because I like the planet to be beneath me. But when I go to dock, I switch to orbital cam because the station doesn't move relative to this. Also, I think orbital cam just looks kind of weird when you have the thing next to you. The RCS seems a little bit loud on my end. I might turn it down. Alright, there we go. Around hour 35 minutes in. This should be a nice 2-hour long stream. That's how long I normally stream. About 2 hours. So yeah, here's the station. It's 5 main modules, or 6, I guess. No, 5. You can see my all my space tugs up there. My upper stages of my rockets are space tugs. And say I need a payload, say I need to send something out there, and I don't want to use this, or this is a bit overkill, or this is preoccupied, I use these. Which is pretty nice. They also, whenever I launch something up to the station, it also helps refuel the station, which is rather nice. So let me just go ahead and let me start moving over here. Let me start to slow down. This thing is always, beep beep, there it goes, yeah. The chicken, I guess you've nicknamed it now. It's the chicken. The props on you, Ryan, for coming up with that name, because I would never come up with it in a million years, because it looks like an actual chicken. Jeez. Oh, God. The chicken has landed. It's not landing on anything. It's docking to my funny space station. So 68 days until I have to launch the next crew up to here. Docked. The chicken is docked, yeah. And then 78 days before I have to bring the crew that's currently up there down. Because every 300 days I rotate out my crews. The chicken is chickening. I guess you could say that. All right. Let's aim my camera up there so I can see where exact control from here. Yeah, there we go. I can see where exactly I need to go. So let me just start to pulse this thing near the station. That seems pretty well aligned. It just seems that I need to go up some more. Alright, there we go. We're about to dock. And they're coming slowly. Disable my SAS, disable my RCS. And we are good. We are good to... Well, oh, come on. Almost. Come on. Hello? There we go. We did it. We docked, gamers. We did it. Alright. Alright, Toxic Waste. I see you're still here. I'll get this thing into the daylight, and I'll explain the station a little bit more. So, this is Columbia Station, named after the space shuttle of the same name, which just so happens to, well, Challenger's my favorite. Actually, no, Discovery, because it's like 25 minutes away from me. But, this is Columbia Station. As you can see, Columbia Station is made up of 3 main truss segments with solar panels and docking ports all around it. Now, inside of these are fuel tanks. This is really useful because a lot of things I refuel craft a lot. So having the truss segments be literally made out of fuel tanks is quite useful. So as you can see, they have a bunch of docking ports. We have some space tugs over here. So whenever I send up something to Columbia Station, what I do is I park it next to the station, and then these tugs go out they take the payload and they dock them to the station, and then they eventually dock them to this thing. And then, so that's really nice. This is the Nerva refueling module. I use this to refuel this thing when it is here. There is, of course, my crew section, which can carry 16 Kerbals and has the ability to dock a whole bunch of craft over here. Eventually, I want to have a craft that goes between the Mun and, like, Minmus from here that ferries crew from the station to the stations out there. As you can see, we have a crew vehicle docked with Val, Bill, Bob, and Burford. I forget who Expedition 1 crew. I think it was Jeb, Bill, and somebody else. Right here, as you can see, there are 4 Chesapeake upper stages docked. My Chesapeake series of rockets, which is my 2.5 meter rockets, their upper stages, their second stages, are space tugs with their own RCS and docking ports and whatnot. And basically, whenever I want to use whenever the Nerva tug is away, or I just need to send something to like the Mun or low Kerbin orbit, I use these things. They are also quite useful because, well, every launch uses one of these things to get it up here, and they can help refuel the station when it's low on fuel, which is rather nice. So, what I've been doing recently is I've been assembling Challenger Station, which is my station around Minmus, and I've been doing that by taking the parts of Challenger Station up to Columbia Station, putting them on this tug, and then sending them out to Minmus. We just brought this thing back because next time I do anything in this save, we're going to be bringing some more stuff out. So, as you can see, we have a lot of stuff around Minmus, relay satellites, probes, whatnot, kind of scouting everything out. And then, oh, I don't want to select it, I want to switch to. And now this is a Challenger Station, which is my Minmus orbit station. And eventually, this is Challenger Station right now. Oh, by the way, there's a weird glitch in Kerbal Space Program where sometimes the robotics like to commit suicide, and as you can see, that isn't actually connected to the space station, even though the game still thinks it is. I don't know how you fix this, but I just kind of have to deal with it. Anyways, this is Challenger Station right here. And, as you can see, it uses a lot of the same components. Like, we have 2 tugs up here. It's the same truss segments. These were originally fuel tankers that I used to refuel Columbia Station that I then brought out to Minmus using the tug. I brought all of this out to Minmus using the tug, the Nerva tug. We have our own little construction tug back there. And we have a... Does this thing have fuel? No, it doesn't. We have a refinery, and we have a lander. And the lander goes down to Minmus, mines the ore, comes back up, and converts it into fuel. My eventual goal is I want to have a tanker that goes between Challenger Station and Columbia Station. So I don't have to keep launching fuel tankers up from Kerbin. I can just mine ore on the surface of Minmus, bring it up here, refine it, and then use the tanker to take it anywhere I want. My next main goal is I want to send up some more radiators, because these radiators aren't actually enough for the refinery. And I want to send up another lander. So I have 2 of these going down to the surface of Minmus and mining ore. What I also eventually want to do is I want to add a crew segment to this station. That's clever, yeah, it is. I want to add a crew segment to this station, which is like the crew segment you saw on Challenger Station. And then I want to have a lander. I want to have 2 types of landers. I want to have a lander that can take crew down to the surface, and one that can take cargo. And then combine that with the craft, the crew, the space bus that takes them from this station to Columbia Station and back. I have an easy way to send crew and cargo down to the surface of Minmus, and I can build a base. And I eventually want to replicate this around the moon, and, heck, maybe even Duna as well. But my current goal right now is I want to get everything on Minmus set up. So I just brought the tug back to Columbia Station because the next thing that we're going to be launching in the next episode of the series is we're going to be launching another lander, we're going to be launching more radiators, and we're going to be launching the tanker, which I'm thinking the tanker is just going to be put on the back of the Nerva tug, which is rather... I'm just going to put the... because on the Nerva tug you saw you had the docking port on the back. I'm just going to put a fuel tank there, and then the Nerva tug can bring it back and forth by itself. Or, and then after that, what I want to do is I want to send up all the crew-related stuff. But that's probably... I'm probably going to get that... I haven't worked on this save in about a month. So what I'm probably going to do is... the next month, I'm going to focus on getting the next lander out here over the next week or two. I'm going to focus on getting the next lander and all the other stuff out here to kind of complete that part of the station. But, that's what I've got so far. How long have I been working on this save? I don't even know. Let me just... Hold up, when did the first episode come out? This came out... I've been working on this save for a good... Let's see, when did this first come out? June 17th. So I've been working on this for a good 4 or 5 months. Well, thank you for showing me your stations. No problem. I like showing... I don't know if this makes me... I like showing off the things that I make in games. I don't know if that makes me a horrible person or not. This is quite fun. I highly recommend doing stuff like this if you have the ability to do so in the game. Because I've played this game for 8 years and I've never done something like this, and Jesus Christ, is it rewarding. It doesn't. What do you mean it doesn't? Oh, it doesn't make me a bad person? Alright, thanks, Ryan. But yeah, so and as I said, I'll continue to, like, everything I do in the save, I upload on YouTube and BitChute and soon Dailymotion as well. But you should be proud. You're proud of what you're accomplished. Oh, thanks. It's just a game, though. But so everything I do in the save, as I said, well, not everything. There were some things that... a lot of the mundane stuff that I did off screen. Like, last night, what I did in order to refuel the tug, I had to land this thing on the surface of Minmus, mine ore, and then bring it back up. And I did that like 5 times. But, I decided, if that's the only thing I'm doing, I'm probably better just off doing it by myself. But I wanted to stream Kerbal Space Program tonight, so I decided to stream me doing just that. And, well... It's a lot of mundane stuff. It's not particularly interesting. It's not, building a new station or whatnot. But it's stuff that you kind of need to do if I want to make this system work. Alright, let's go back to the Space Center. I said I would show off one more thing in another save before... Well, I could show off a couple of things. I guess it's nighttime at KSC. This is another glitch where KSC just doesn't want to show up. Tracking station? We can go to the tracking station. Someone is calling me. I'm gonna have to... Sorry. Okay, that would be cool. Yeah, sorry about that. My dad just tried to call me. I'll call him back later. It's fine. Oh god, he understands. If I don't pick up, it's probably for a good reason, he likes to say. But this is what I have. I have Columbia Station, I have Challenger Station, I have all these relays, I have all this stuff around Minmus from the Minmus Express missions, which is where I sent out a bunch of stuff around Minmus to kind of scout out the place. What do I have at the Kerbal Space Center? I have Chesapeake 10F2. What is this? It's my flyback booster. That's what it is. I'm not going to launch this tonight. Like, basically, I built a rocket where the first stage has jet engines and wings, and you fly it back to the runway. My channel banner is a picture of this, and I think in a previous I flew this in a previous stream. It's getting kind of late, and my throat's kind of starting to hurt, so I'm probably not going to fly this tonight. But I quite like the look of this. It's kind of my monument. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I was gonna show off one more thing. That's okay. Yeah, I was gonna show off one more thing, and then I think I would be done with the stream. Check off everything that I wanted to do for this, because when I go to stream, I generally have a checklist in my head of things that I want to show off or do. So, that was the Shortline Space Program save. This is a different save where I mostly focus on building replicas of stuff. And, well, let's see, I have a replica of Mir, but it's not an exact. This replica, I kind of cheated with this replica, because, well, I built it, and then I built this replica of Mir, right, of the Mir space station, and then I cheated it into space. And there's also another module attached right there that I launched up because I thought it would look cool, but that's not what I was going to show. I was going to launch something because launches are fun. So there was a Scott Manley video a couple of weeks ago where he talked about aesthetically rockets that don't particularly look all that good. And one of those rockets was something called SRBX, which is ridiculous. Let me just load it up. Where is it? SRBX V2. So this is SRBX. This was an actual thing that was proposed. And as you can see, it's two... Oh yeah, that one, yeah. It was two Space Shuttle solid rocket boosters, a 3-segment booster, a Titan upper stage, and then Centaur G Prime. And it looks like this because they wanted to use as much Space Shuttle components as possible. So they also wanted... Nice replica, yeah. I'm making a full video, like, documentary on this. It looks bizarre. It does. Well, part of the reason why the boosters are separated like that is they wanted to use the Space Shuttle's launch pad to launch this. So the width between the boosters on the rocket needed to be on this rocket needed to be the same on the Space Shuttle, which is how you get, because normally you would have with the shuttle, you would have, you know, your big external tank. This is an orange, but you get what I mean. You would have your big external tank in the middle and it would look fine. This does not look fine. I also did a little bit of funny things and added the US Air Force logo on it because this rocket was supposed to be built for the Air Force. Yeah, this did not end up getting built, but I built mine, and I'm currently in the process of writing up a script and making kind of like a documentary style video on this thing, because I took one look at this and I'm like, well, everybody hates it, but I quite like it. I genuinely think a design like this actually has some merit. So I spent maybe about 6 hours and built this thing. So I wanted to launch this, right? So that's what we're gonna do. And of course, it being solid rock, looking forward to that video, yeah. Naturally, them being solid rocket boosters, I can't turn them off. Kind of looks like a frog. I don't understand how you got that. But, Well, I wanted to show this off, just kind of as a teaser. Excuse me. So, let's go ahead. Yeah, it doesn't look that bad. A lot of people really hate this thing. Like, they take one look at it and they just write it off because it looks so ridiculous compared to, like, any other rocket. But, let's go ahead and launch this thing. Of course, it being solid rocket boosters, I just turn them on. It works. It works. If it works, it works. Yeah, I guess so. Have a nice American flag over there because I am American. But one of the best parts about this rocket that I built is I actually got the SRBs to actually come back down. So, and I actually, this thing actually isn't bad. I think I optimized this pretty well. It's not particularly, yeah, it's bizarre looking, but one of the weird things about this rocket is, because I wanted to get the, if you look at an actual proposed SRBX photo, you see it has this kind of, like, structure up here. I couldn't do that with normal decouplers, so I used the docking ports. So this thing, when this thing goes to stage, I have to press the one action group to stage it, which, is funny. That is peak KSP comedy. I don't know. It's weird. Even the replica of the rocket that everyone thinks is weird is weird. Alright. Yeah. Actually, you're about to see it, so I'm about to quick save, right? And then you're about to see what happens when I go and stage this. One action group, and those just fall away. And then I pitch this thing up like this, and it continues to go to orbit. Remember, this is a solid rocket booster. I can't turn this off. So yeah, 2 Space Shuttle solid rocket boosters. This was supposed to be a 3-segment booster instead of the normal 4 on the Space Shuttle. This is a Titan 4, Titan 3 upper stage, and then inside of the payload fairing you have Centaur G Prime, which was a stage that was supposed to go in the Space Shuttle's cargo bay, but then the Challenger disaster happened and they canceled the project because apparently it was too dangerous, which, okay. It looks like a very thin floating pill. Okay. My favorite part about this is the little U.S. Air Force logo, because they would put that on there. They put stuff on. When the Air Force launches a rocket, or I guess it would be the Space Force now, because, you know, the Space Force was created and they basically took over all the space-related aspects of the Air Force. They always put their, whenever the Air Force launches something, or the Space Force now, they always put their little logo on it. Which is cool. The Space Force is cool. It is, I like it. Alright, deploy the payload fairing. We just have a test payload. This is 30 tons. There's my Centaur G Prime replica. This can actually, I was working on a shuttle, and this could actually fit in a shuttle's cargo bay, which is nice. We'll get up to about 100. Interesting name, Space Force. Well, think about it. You have the Air Force. Think about it. You have the Air Force, right? And what the Space Force is all of the... Before the Space Force was created, the Air Force was responsible for everything in the air and in space. But the space aspect of the Air Force got so big that it warranted its own separate branch of the military. Which, don't think of the Space Force as, like, a space army. Think of it as, like, the Space Coast Guard. They launch like spy satellites and stuff, but they also monitor all of the stuff that everybody launches into space, which is quite useful because you don't want satellites colliding into each other. And, well, let's get this thing into an orbit. And then, once I... Yeah, let's get this thing into a circular orbit, right? Alright, there we go. Jettison that stage. This would be used to get it up to a geostationary orbit. An orbit that's high above the planet. Yeah, I was working on a shuttle, actually. Yeah, I was working... I guess that's good enough for now. That's SRBX. Let's go ahead and reload. Nice, I like the design, yeah. I'm probably going to put this up on, like, the workshop or Kerbal X after the thing is out. But, let's do the my favorite part about this rocket, which is, the SRBs, solid rocket boosters. Because, well... this thing can continue up into space. But, well, these things... these boosters, right? They're like the space shuttle solid rocket boosters, as in they can be reused. But, so you need to get... since they are reusable, you need to find a way to get them back down. Which you do via parachutes. Where's the other booster? There it is. So, these things come down. As you can see, we're starting to go down now. But these things have parachutes on the top. So, where's the other one? Where'd the other one go? Did it go out of render range? No, they're both still here. Huh. Oh, there it is. It's 4 kilometers away. Alright. I need to keep eyes on that because I want to land both of these at the same time. And, well, they come back through re-entry, right? And then... come on, they need to get below 500 meters. Well, we deploy those parachutes. Deploy those parachutes. And then you deploy the main ones. And then you switch this one, you deploy the main ones as well. And, they're like the actual space shuttle SRBs, because it's kind of ironic because recovering the space shuttle boosters or repairing them just costs more than new boosters. Well, you have to realize reusability only makes sense when you launch often. Like, part of the reason why the Falcon 9 is able to be reused successfully and it makes sense economics-wise is because the Falcon 9 launches so much. If the space shuttle launched at the same rate that Falcon 9 does, then it would have made sense. But it didn't, because the shuttle never launched enough in order to actually justify the reuse. Because, you know, after the Challenger disaster, NASA got kind of scared and decided that they would completely take apart and rebuild a spacecraft that was designed to be reused, which doesn't make any sense, because if you're designing a rocket, imagine how much it would cost if SpaceX took apart every single Falcon 9 booster and took apart the engines, or put new engines, put new landing legs on it. It wouldn't make any sense. That's the real tragedy of the... well, obviously the real tragedies are stuff like Columbia and Challenger, but the real disappointment of the shuttle program is that NASA could have made it economical. They could have made the shuttle cost effective, but they were simply too scared to take any risks and didn't do it. which I'll probably bring that up in my SRBX video. That'll probably come out like sometime next week. But as you can see, our the booster's now landed. The boats can now come out and, you know, can now recover it. This one, we're switching over to this one. Yeah, this one didn't fall over. So they landed about 4 kilometers away from each other, and as you can see, there's one of my test launches over there, one of my previous launches over there. So apparently on this launch I went on a bit higher, the trajectory, and then that's just going to go back down. Alright, so that's been enough for this live stream. It's been 2 hours, 5 minutes, my throat is killing me, it's also 11 o'clock and I'm tired. I have to wake up and do schoolwork tomorrow, even though it's a 4-day weekend and it's supposedly a break, which kind of sucks. Hey Shortline, how's it going? Sorry for being silent for weeks now, it's all good. Just got my desktop and currently playing Dead Rising. Oh, come on! You joined in at the literal end of the stream! No! I'm about to end it and you finally show up. This happens every time. But, no, it's fine. It's fine, dude. Stuff happens, life gets in the way. Lol. Yeah, don't worry, I'll probably stream again sometime later this week. I guess, oof, a tragedy. Yeah, anyways, thank you all for watching. Please, if you're on Twitch, give me a follow. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. Also like as well. If you're watching this afterwards on YouTube and BitChute, or potentially Dailymotion, considering I'm probably going to get an account on there. Please like, subscribe, comment, do all those things. I stream not so much on a schedule anymore, basically whenever I can, mostly Kerbal Space Program, TF2, Minecraft, other games. Join my Discord server if you want to talk to me for whatever reason. I don't know why you would. But I don't really have anything else to say. If anyone wants to say anything in chat before the stream ends, go ahead. Say the funny words. But I'll end the stream here. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, it's been fun to watch. Thanks, Toxic.